I hope you're real G about this. I don't want you to start busting out a cross and talking about God in about 5 years from now.
I mean, I might insert it inside of me, but there's no way you're going to see me at church unless it's for a gang.
No, I don't want any of that. I'm reformed.
Yo. What, bro? Are we hearing this?
Inside of me, but there's no way you're going to see me at church unless it's for a gang.
No, I don't want
gangbang on the church. We are cooked, man. We are absolutely cooked. We are so cooked as of gangbang on the church. We are on a new low, guys. We are such in a new low. I can't believe she said that. YouTube. Welcome back to another ROMZ video. And today we got part 3 of the Andrew Tate Body Blue podcast with Rob Moore. And yeah, it's going to be crazy, man. I can't even lie, man. Listen, at the end of the day, if you guys saw part 2, yeah, it was just basically Tate just kind of contradicting himself, I'll be honest, man. And yeah, I kind of forgot what I said, but yeah, if you guys go back to the part 2, you guys will see anyway. But anyway, part 3 here. Before we get into the video, man, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff as well, as I said, because it's the ROMZ in the building, man. We're uploading. We're gonna start. You know what? I might start uploading every day. I'll be honest. I'm thinking about starting uploading every day. I start uploading every other day, but I might do up every day. You know what? Because we're working. Summer season's here. To be fair, I'm not looking to go on any holidays really anytime soon. Soon, but no, not right now. So it's time to be grind season. But anyway, let's get straight into it. Part 3 of the.
That's right. So women don't want to be wives. They want to just get married. Which means that the whole familiar structure is broken. Once the family structure is broken, who has to take the place? Government. Think about this. In Romania, we have no mental health care. Why are there no mental people or out in the streets? Family. We have no forced child support. Why are women not starving to death? Family. We have no disability care. Why are people not sitting on the streets with no legs? Family. Family does so much work. In the West, we have no family. So the government has to come along and offer mental health care, disability care, forced child support. The government has to do it because of feminism. So what I'm saying is if women don't want to get married to men anymore and they all want to listen to the government, then the government can raise kids. Fine. Rob, you put 4 women in front of me, all different flavors. You give me Indian, Chinese, black, white, whatever. And you say you all have a kid out of all of them and they'll all be raised on council estates around England. I'd say no problem.
That's a lie.
Why not?
That's a lie.
Why not? If they're
That's an absolute lie, man. Why the hell would you put your child through that, man? Like, at least if I have a child and I don't even want to have a child, and listen, and if I don't want, I'll call for the abortion first. That's the first thing. Second of all, if she wants to keep the child, I'm gonna have to win the child's life. I'm gonna have to provide for them because at the end of the day, it's my decision to put my flipping dick into that, enter into that thing. So basically, like, you can't get your child through hell, man. Like, in the day, you live off the council. You know the council's corrupt anyway. You know how the way the life works in terms of that, man. It's just it makes you barely live. It makes you barely live, and you're gonna put yourself through that. That is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting, man.
You don't feel guilty. That's your child.
Why would I feel guilty?
Because that's your child. It's your DNA.
Of course. And if the woman's nice to me and says, Andrew, I'm tired of living in Runcorn. Can I come live in Dubai in a mansion? I'll say, of course, my dear.
But then if
she annoys me, if she's like, oh, I'm here in Dubai and you left me by myself and you're with all these other women, who are all these about? Then I'm like, go back to Runcorn.
Take the kid off her.
No, I'm not going to take the kid off her. She can keep the kid.
But it's your DNA.
Yeah, of course. And my DNA is survivor DNA.
But if you've got a proper wife,
if I have 50 kids, at least 5 of them will be real. Because I don't need the other 45. Look, it's survival of the fittest out here. This is how it works. This is how my brain works. But you're saying, I don't know why we're going to sit here and create the logic fail of pretending it is wrong.
You know what's funny about it, how he speaks, bro? Why is he doing doing like this? Like, you know what I mean? His hand just so funny as fuck, man.
Government to raise the children when that was a man's job, when men have had all of their authority removed. You want us to have the responsibility of a woman, the responsibility of a family, the responsibility of children, the responsibilities with none of the authority. You can't tell a woman what to do. You can't tell her to be quiet. You can't tell your kids off. You can't tell her not to suck. You can't tell her not to go out with her friends. If you do any of that, it's emotionally coercive behavior. That's a criminal charge in England. If you tell your own wife not to go to the pub, and you're the criminal.
Oh, you're so controlling.
That's right.
Let me do stuff.
But I'm still responsible? No. It looks like the government has more power than me. So if you want to play this game and take all of my authority away as a man, you want to reduce me to nothing more than a tax slave. well, then I'm going to play your game back at you. I have no authority, so I have no responsibility. I will look after children, and I will look after the women who give me absolute authority over their lives, who say, yes, sir, anything you say, sir, I trust what you believe in the world. I trust you're guiding us. I trust you to take care of us. Yes, sir. Those women are driving Bentleys currently, living in mansions currently. And the women who say, I don't want to listen to you, I want to do what I want, are currently in council houses. And I have kids with all of them, and I don't give a fuck. Because this is my masculine imperative, to impregnate. And when I die, no matter what you think of me, no matter what anyone thinks of me, no matter what anyone watches this, has a bad problem with me, whatever, I get to die with 100 children. I win. I had 100 kids. I was one of the most famous men on the planet, made hundreds of millions of dollars.
100 kids that are not being taken care of well, 100 kids that are suffering. You could play vice versa and say that you kind of died a bad life, because I'd want, for me, if I want to die, I want to die with a legacy. I want to die that I fulfill my potential. I want to die that, you know, my kids can become successful as well. I don't want to die. I want to die when my kids are still young. You get the picture, and you know they have the support needed. So why would you die by having 100 kids, but yet they're not really supported? Yeah, you could play the game. Yeah, you know, you send them to Dubai, but then if they're being disrespectful, then you're going back to Luton, wherever you're from, and shit like that. So. End of the day, like 100 kids are not taken care of. I'd rather, you know what I'd pick, man. I'll pick me, 2-3 kids, successful. I've done everything I need to do. I've filled my potential. We move on to the next.
Dollars, spent a little time in jail, whatever. I win. Great life. Genghis Khan. There's men out there who go, oh no, do you know I've got my 2 kids? That's enough. That's your choice. To me, it sounds like failure. Perma-failure. And the only reason they're doing that.
How is it failure to get 2 kids? What if the guy doesn't have enough money to, like, you know, care for 2 kids, you know what I mean? So you have to look at the context of everything. You're not failing to not have, at least has kids in the first place. For me personally, I truly believe, and this is a little bit of a controversial thing, I do think it's a failure if you don't have kids, man. I truly believe every human, I truly think family is so important, like, and that's just my take on it. I know some people might get mad at it, but that's just how it is. I truly believe like a family and kids is so important. Like, you don't understand how important it really is, and I think that's what we're brought up as a human race. Oh, so 2 or 3 kids is a failure, but you still fulfill this thing. He has kids, he has a family that he's taking care of. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
It's because their women wouldn't give them more, or they're afraid to have kids with another woman in case their woman finds out.
A lot of guys, so like I speak to, the wife wants another kid, but they don't want it because they know they'd have to work longer hours. They know they'd have to do more work. Yeah, the wife wants another kid because she's now. What's going to happen in a few months? I'm going to have to go back to work. I don't want to go back to work. Hey, I'm going to pop out another kid. So a lot of the time, I think the women do want more kids and the dads don't, but it's because of the pressure. They know that that additional kid is going to mean in terms of income.
It's not because they're gay.
They're not gay.
They're gay.
Bonnie, do you think Andrew Tate is guilty of the charges against him?
I don't know. What's the saying? Innocent until proven... No, yeah, innocent until proven guilty. Are you a rapist?
What do you really think? What do you think?
No, I think why would he? He gets pussy easy enough. Why go and cause drama for yourself?
Bonnie is the most based person. You know that you're probably one of the smartest women I've spoken to.
I'm quite smart. To say I have a brain and I am smart, only in what I do. For example, like, if you ask me about sex work, media or marketing, I've got an answer. You ask me about other, I don't know, I don't even know where. I thought it was on an island right now. We're not. But I think, why would someone like Andrew go and rape someone? He can get unlimited play. Why cause a headache for yourself? Why go and pay a lawyer? Why give more money to the government? He could just join my queue. I've seen him there multiple times.
Oh, wait, I was with you till then. Bonnie's based. Bonnie understands the world very well. I think that's why we kind of understand each other. She understands the world very well. Of course, I haven't raped anyone. What I did was not buy girls handbags who wanted handbags, and then they did what women do, which is cry.
They want attention and they want money.
Of course. They want attention and money. And everyone with a brain knows they want attention and money.
Did they cry, or was it the system that came for you first?
Well, this is the thing. When the system starts calling every single woman and promises them money, and you've slept with a bunch of them, they only need to find 1 or 2 out of the 1,000.
That's the thing about sleeping with too many girls, because then you're more at risk, especially if you're a high status guy. You're more at risk of some type of allegations happening to you. And even if you might be innocent, or I don't know really Tate's case, to be fair. So I'm not too sure. So I'm not going to comment on that too much. But literally, if you're a guy that actually knows your shit and stuff like that, and you sleep with so many girls, you're going to get, listen, it's just how it is, and it's unfortunate right that you're going to get allegations against you. They're going to get allegations against you because people are jealous of you. So it is what it is.
And then there you go. And then they can make criminal charges on you, which is what they did to me. They call 1,000 women, they find a couple who want money or fame, and they get them to make lies up about you so that the government can attack you. This is my point by and large. This is why, if anyone's confused about my opinions on anything, I want you to understand men now, we are such second-class citizens. We have no authority. We have no autonomy. We have nothing left inside of us because we have no capability to even defend ourselves against heinous allegations which are raised in retrospect of action. We're expected to pay all the taxes. We're expected to build the roads. We're expected to go to work every day. We're expected to die in a ditch if the country needs defending. We're expected to stay on the boat when the boat is sinking. We're expected to do all of these things. But it turns out the government and women can wreck us by and large. We are nothing but slaves and serfs to the matriarchy now. And because we live in this matriarchal system where men are absolutely abused, nobody gives a shit about our mental health. Nobody gives a shit about our physical health. All we talk about is breast cancer. That's not even the top 10 cancers, I believe. I think prostate cancer's 10 times the amount. Nobody gives a f if men die. Nobody gives a f we kill ourselves. Nobody cares we do worse in school. Nobody cares most of us go to jail. They don't care about any of it. So we are slaves. So what I do as a slave is say, well, if I'm a slave here in this system, then I don't see why I need to be responsible enough to worry about paying for this kid, for example. If you're going to treat me like a and the government's going to come along like Big Daddy is going to poison my woman's mind so she doesn't.
But listen, at the end of the day, like the government, like doing all this type of stuff, which I do agree. Like I'll be honest, like as I said, as a guy, like mental health is like it's not really covered as much as in general stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like that doesn't excuse that you can't treat your kid badly. That's the thing. Like it doesn't matter just because the government, like the government doing that stuff. That's more modern type of scenarios and shit like that. That's not been happening since the beginning of time. Beginning of time, it used to be like probably a lot more structure and stuff like that. Obviously, over time, greed and power got in the way, and then it started to become corrupt. But in general, like it doesn't excuse for you to treat your kid purely. As much as the system's fucked, as much as no one's working 9 to 5, if you have the money and peace to protect your kid and you're choosing not to, it's absolutely disgusting. Absolutely is disgusting, in my opinion. That is not acceptable. Not
listen
acceptable.
to me. It's going to me in a divorce court, is going to throw me in jail based on false allegations, then how about you pay for the fucking children? That's my view.
What do you think about that?
I disagree with that.
Do you think like men are the lowest in society now?
I think men, if they speak out, they literally don't have a word against women nowadays. Especially there is a lot of men that get away with it, and that's terrible. But there's a lot of girls that just haven't got the right way, and the next day they cry. And I'm not saying that's all women. It does happen. It happens regardless, but like blaming Andrew for that, it's just girls that want attention. Those girls come forward like, oh my God, I'm the girl that Andrew Tate raped. Their Instagram will shoot through the roof. They'll get paid. They'll probably get some sort of clothing.
But then again, the problem with that is because I do agree some girls do like lie about it just to get attention, but what I feel sorry for is the real victims, obviously, in terms of getting raped and stuff like that. The real victims I really do feel sorry for, because then they can't speak up because everyone's going to assume that they're lying, they're doing this, because these real victims are actually being, raped and shit like that, you know what I mean? And it's absolutely disgusting. And they can't speak up because obviously with social media, people are just going to believe that, it's such a lie, because loads of maybe high influence girls are starting to do that shit at the end of the day. So it just ruins the real victims. It does.
Brand deal, because it's, oh my God, it's women empowerment. Look, you spoke out against someone that's, so hated. They'll be credited, even though their stories are fake. They're the ones that will get praised.
100%. She's the most honest woman of all. This is exactly what men should be hoping for, to meet a woman this honest. Because most women.
I'm not
You told me I'd be hoping to meet someone that fucks 10,000 men in 24 hours.
Behind my past, I'm not going to say, you know what, I'm really innocent. I'll say, you know what, I 1,057 men. Yes, I want to get to a body goal of 10,000. But I am honest, I'm not hiding it. My phone hasn't got a password. Like, I am just so open and transparent.
You want to get to a body count of 10,000 men?
Yeah.
Would you rather meet Bonnie, who tells you all of this, or a woman who goes, oh, really? No, I haven't really done much, when she's done everything and she's been a total she's lying to you, and then you marry her believing she's a good girl, and then she takes you to the divorce court and completely wrecks you. You know what? Men say, oh, my woman's not a gold digger. Go to divorce court. Don't talk about gold diggers. Go to divorce court and you will soon learn that every single female on the planet wants your money. All. I've never seen anybody go to divorce court and say, she's not after my money, funnily enough. She just wants to get a divorce. No, every single time they want
women
every
take the house.
They want to take everything. They're all gold diggers. So it's actually very interesting. I respect Bonnie because you know exactly what you're getting.
Yeah, but those are the wrong type of women. That's not every single woman. You're just going for the wrong type of woman that goes for your money. And that's where you need to vet out the girls possible. For me personally, like, if I'm rich and successful, which inshallah one day I will, Everyone, inshallah, I'm a Muslim, but hopefully, with God, I can do that. But going back to the thing is just like, you're picking the wrong type of woman. You're just picking wrong, like, toxic women in the day. And you are what you attract in the day. Like, if you're attracted to those type of women, then you have to look at yourself. You do have to look at yourself, like, in the day, like, what am I doing wrong? Or, why am I attracting these type of beings? Like, I truly believe you are what you attract. If you're attracting girls that are toxic or just want you for your money, you might have to look at for yourself. If it's like a one-time thing, yeah, cool, maybe blame the woman. But if it's a reoccurring occurrence where it's like 3 or 4 times you just blame the women all the time, then I think there's something a problem. That is definitely a problem. It's you problem.
If you show me a scorpion and I know you're a scorpion, fine. Don't put a scorpion in a bunny suit. You understand?
With me, you get good technique and money.
It's honest. I respect the honesty of it. And people are going to sit here, and there are people who do it. They're going to sit here and go, what Bonnie Blue does is disgusting. Ain't that right, babe? Ain't that right, babe? And they'll hold Babe's hand, knowing that Babe's worse. Babe's a skank. They met her in a pub, three Jägermeisters in. She's prepared to that guy, whoever he is, who's a nobody. You're watching this at home, all you guys watching this at home, and you think your wife really loves you. Do you think I couldn't take your bitch? Of course I could. She chose you because she ain't met me, bruv. That's it. So, like, you're pretending your wife's any better? It's bullshit. I love Bonnie's honesty. And she knows. I'm going to bring her to court. You're my lawyer. I'm adding you to the legal team. This bitch is lying. She wanted money.
You know what? I need to get a soundboard. I'm going to get a stream deck, I'm going to get a stream deck soundboard. I'm going to implement some soundboards, man. Stay tuned, man. Soon.
That's it. So, as a man now, you talk about the different forks and spoons and stuff. Let's talk about this. If I have a woman who I take care of and she's wifey and whatever, she's wifey in a certain scenario, that's fine. But if I'm going to put 25 girls on a boat, don't I want girls who are honest, who are open, who know why they're there? They're there because I'm rich and I have them there because they're hot, and we all know why everyone's there. I'm less likely to get trouble with those kind of women than the women who go, oh, I'm so innocent, I'm so sweet.
But Andrew took advantage of me. Andrew took me on a boat and this and this happened. Whereas, like, you take me on a boat, guaranteed your lawyers aren't getting involved. I'll say, if anything, I put it on you. That's more realistic.
What advice would you give to Bonnie now she's starting to get cancelled like you've been?
Well, I'm sure she's smart enough to understand have to find a way to monetize and become independent outside of the matrix like I did. You have to find some clever ways to do it, and it's very doable. I think Bonnie's going to continue to get paid using what she knows how to do to become financially successful, which is a fantastic thing to do. Why not? No point doing it for free. I think Bonnie's smart enough to work it all out. And I don't think she gives a shit what they say negative about her, because there's no such thing as bad press. I mean, I'm probably the most negatively spoke about guy on the planet.
Does that bother you?
I don't give a fuck. And I just really, my only thing for Bonnie, and I'm actually going to ask you a question. I really hope, Bonnie, that you stay true to the end. I hope you're real G about this. I don't want you to start busting out a cross and talking about God in about 5 years from now.
I mean, I might insert it inside of me, but there's no way you're going to see me at church unless it's for a gang.
No, I don't want any of that. I'm reformed.
Yo. What, bro? Are we hearing this?
Inside of me, but there's no way you're going to see me at church unless it's for a gang.
No, I don't want
gangbang on the church. We are cooked, man. We are absolutely cooked. We are so cooked as of gangbang on the church. We are on a new low, guys. We are such in a new low. I can't believe she said that. I can't believe that. That is, there's levels to this game, man. This is up there, man. I can't even lie. This is the bro. There's demons inside her. Gangbang in a church. That is crazy, man. Any other place, man, you're talking about a church.
I don't want any of that I'm reformed bullshit. I don't want any of that crap and saying my past doesn't matter because I've been born again. Please don't do that. I want you until the end in the old people's home. I want, petting zoo, 85-year-old petting zoo. I want you to do it to the end. And stay real about your choices.
100%.
All right. Well, then she's a real G. Then she made her decision. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Live by the code. Street life. It is what it is. Like me, I could have pussied out by now when they put me in jail. I could have started saying, yeah, women should vote. No, they shouldn't. So you, put me in jail. That I stick to what I mean. She's going to stick to what she means and what she says and what she wants to do. She's not going to start busting out and trying to use religion as a shield. Because that's what most of these OnlyFans girls do.
Yeah.
And there's always some white boy, especially white boys.
They've got no motivation in life. They don't know what to do. They're like, okay, what can I do now? Oh, okay,
See, obsession with white boys and white guys is crazy, man. I can't lie. If you're white and watching this, man, I'll be triggered. I'll be pissed, man.
OF
That'll
is
be
dropping
crazy.
or my fancy account's dropping. I know, let's just say I found God. They've got no motivation or drive in life. They have to be given a purpose. You have to be given a reason to live. It's either, have a
well, they
couple
don't
of
want to
kids.
take responsibility for what they did.
Yeah.
What they want to do is they want to erase their past. So they want to get, these OnlyFans girls, they say, oh, I'm traditional now and God, and they wave a cross around. And then some little white boy who goes to church all the time, who's never had his life, is like, she's reformed. Bro, pathetic. But the women get away with it. So as long as they get away with it, you can't blame the thief for stealing. You got to blame the guy who didn't lock his gold up, truthfully. If these women get away with this scam and men want to fall for it, then it's up to them.
So
But
what
I just
Bonnie's
hope-
doing is a scam, is it?
No, I just don't want Bonnie to ever, change up the game. Stick to what you know.
One rule for one and one rule for another. And that's what's
No,
annoying.
but I find this interesting because most people are too fucking stupid to understand these false dichotomies we live under. And let's take Diddy, for example, right? I'm not defending Diddy.
Yeah.
What he did was probably wrong. I don't know. I haven't followed the case. I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know what the fuck Diddy did. The guy, he was anti-Trump. He hated me. Me and Diddy don't even like each other. The only time we interacted on Twitter was beef. So I'm not defending the guy. What I'm saying is that black culture in America, the music, the culture, all it is sexualizing women, getting as much money as possible, being a gangster, waving guns around, fucking loads of women. That's the culture.
That sounds like you.
Careful. So if that's the culture that the black society is going to promote, if that's what the music is going to
Actually, I mean, I do agree with that, to be fair. I can't lie, I do agree with that.
push, if that's what's seen as the end goal of success in the black community, becoming a rapper, becoming famous, having a bunch of whores, being feared, having guns, being a gangster, being a criminal, if all of this is what they're pushing and they're saying this is the end goal of success, and then someone gets there and does it, and then we say, he was threatening women and he was waving a gun around and he was fucking loads of women. So what I'm saying is, it's very hypocritical, this society we live in now, where we push people in a certain direction, and then as soon as they end up exactly where they're headed, we have a go at them for it and pretend they shouldn't be there. It is absolutely false to declare that women are not being sexualized. Women are told to be promiscuous now.
Women are definitely sexualized, 100%. 100%. That is not even a debate. That's not a debate, man. Just in general, as I said, social media. I mean, sometimes they do it to themselves, I can't lie, but sometimes even in general, like, women are just sexualized in general. I think that's how it is bigger since the beginning of time, that women have always been sexualized.
They're told to be sexual now. Yeah. So when a woman ends up promiscuous and sexually liberated, who are we to sit and say, I can't believe this has happened? It's completely asinine. It's a double standard. It's a false dichotomy. And it's amazing to me that we live in this world. If you're going to have black rap music push people to be in big mansions with a bunch of fucking them, taking drugs and waving guns around, don't be surprised when black people do it. And don't be surprised when women end up as when we're telling women to be. If you want women to do something else, then tell them to do something else.
It's not as easy as just telling them to do it. It's programming. And I do agree that, I mean, now that goes back to my point, though, because what I said a few parts ago, to be fair, is that they're programmed. It's more programming for them to become hoes, and that's the problem. And can you blame them as much because women have been programmed to thinking that being promiscuous is a good thing when it's not. And you don't blame that. You blame the people who are programming, and let's be honest, predominantly are men. So that goes back to my point: is that men are the problem. When I mean men are the problem, I'm already talking more of the average guy. I'm talking like the elites, the 1%, 2%, because they've allowed all this. They've generally allowed all this. They have allowed all this to happen. The corrupt cases, the corrupt world, they've allowed everything to happen. So at the end of the day, I blame them. Those are the people I blame. And this is the thing, surface level thinking will say you blame Bobby Blue. Yeah, cool, you can blame her. Look, she has to take accountability as well, but who's been pushing it? If they really discuss about what it, Instagram would have banned her tomorrow. But they'll never do it. They'll keep pushing her, they'll keep promoting her. They'll keep promoting her and get podcasts on her. It is what it is. It is what it is, man.
I don't know why we're surprised by it. The thing that's unsettling in all of this is still the role of the average man, who's expected to get far less in terms of loyalty and quality and standard from a woman than he's ever had and pay a far higher price. Our grandfathers got a woman. He didn't have to be rich. He didn't have to even be famous. He didn't have to be successful. He just had to be a man and do the most basic things. And she loved him and he loved her and they had a happy relationship. Our grandfathers got a woman for fuck all. Now, to get a woman who cares about you, you need to be one of the most famous, rich, well-known, drive a Lambo, this, X, Y, Z. The average man's fucking
Not all the time, but I will say in general, yeah. But there's instances where you don't have to be. I still believe that in the modern day, being a man, because I do think most guys are not a man. So when a girl finds out that you're actually a proper man, like you just think traditional qualities, they're gonna be like a lot aroused by it, and they're gonna like it, if that makes sense. I do agree. I think the money aspect, I will agree that, you know, that's more of a need now for girls, because back then women didn't really care much about money, and nowadays, like you see the standard. I want someone that makes 200k a year. Like, bro, like what? Do you realize what the percentile of people in the world make that much money? Like,
correct.
Yeah.
And the role of men in all of this is completely forgotten because nobody gives a about men. We're hypersexualizing women, and let's be honest, Bonnie is smart enough to monetize her own content. But most women who are promiscuous are not smart enough to monetize.
But isn't Bonnie part of the problem then?
Bonnie is a symptom of society. I don't want to say of the disease of society. I could, but she's a symptom. She's the end result of the society we have built, which is why it is hypocritical.
Which you think is degrading.
I'm living the best I can in the world that's already been built. I don't give a shit about changing the world. The
She's
world
not here
has
to
given
change it.
me the opportunity.
yeah, but that's not a good thing though. If you have a massive influence, you have to do some. The influence you have, you should have an impact of changing the world for a better place. Instead of you doing that, you're doing it. She is destroying the world. She's destroying. I think she's destroying women more than us. You know, she's destroying women more than men. Because there's women out there that actually wouldn't want this, and now she's destroying women. So she's not really promoting herself to her best of her ability. I think she should be changing the world. I mean, the fact she don't even give a shit about changing the world is crazy to me. Like, you always have an impact in terms of making sure that people can think for themselves instead of just doing goon content all the time or mindless content. Obviously, you do get that, but the whole point is that you got to have some value as well. You know what I mean?
To do what I do and monetize from it, I'm going to do that.
But you said you thought you were a positive role model.
No, but
to men.
Rob.
Well, I am positive because you think of the day I f***ed 1,000 men. If you was a rapist, would you go and find someone else? No, I've shared my location. Come and f*** me. Like, I'm reducing rape rates because when you have sex workers that are available and guys want to have sex, they want to breathe, they want to and if they can't find a girlfriend or they can't afford to pay for one, because prostitutes nowadays can be expensive, I'm saying, hey, I'm doing it for free. Just come f*** me. Take it out on me because I consent to that. So I'm not promoting, people say I promote culture and stuff. I'm not. I'm saying, hey, I enjoy it. I get wet. I get turned on. I wank over my videos. Come and f*** me. Save yourself paying a lawyer. Like, I'm actually doing people work.
What she just said to you, does that shock you?
None of this shocked me.
No, but do you find it, would you disagree with it? What she's doing? Would you, when you hear what she's talking about, do you sit and think you shouldn't be doing that? Because I'm trying to lead you down a trap here.
Of course you are. You always do.
No,
Right.
okay. Well,
No, let me answer then.
Sure.
I'm quite neutral on it
Okay.
because I think that I imagine for some men it is useful,
Yeah.
the service you provide. I imagine other men get probably a bit f***ed up by it, and
Do you believe Bonnie has the right to make the choices she's making?
I believe you do, she does, I do, we all do, as
Then
long
you
as
can't
it's
have a
legal.
then it's impossible to have any kind of problem with it, surely.
I think you can have an opinion on it.
You
but
just tried to cul-de-sac me there, didn't you, Andrew?
No, the point I'm making is the same people who are going to sit and say what Bonnie's doing is wrong and she shouldn't be allowed to do it are also the same people who say women should be allowed to vote. It's one or the other. Either women do not have the ability to make their own.
Wait, what's that got to do with women have to vote? Like, that's the thing I don't get. Like, I said, everyone's entitled to do what they want. Like, for me, everyone's entitled to do what they want. So what she's doing, she's entitled to do it. It's her life. But yeah, as she said, I can have my opinion on it, and I don't agree with it personally. And my opinion is not like, oh, like, she's a hoe, or like it's nothing personal. Like, for me, I don't go personal on anyone at the end of the day. Like, yeah, she is a hoe, but that's not personal. She even admits to herself that she's a hoe. So she's what it is. But going back to the thing is that, you're not changing anything. I mean, yeah, maybe some guys might find a benefit, but I still think majority of guys just using it just to fuck you and cheat and skeet, bro. You know what I mean?
Decisions, or they do.
see, if I cared enough about what was going off or think I could change it by voting.
But you can't.
The world is so yeah, I don't bother looking in the news or anything like that.
Of course.
And also, why
But you're
should I look at the
confusing me
news?
because you say you don't give a fuck about anything on the world and it's just about you, but then you're trying to promote that you're a great
I
role
care
model
about
for
men's
men.
mental health, and I care about
But then you just, that helps contribute the world. So by definition, you do care about what's going on in the world because men's mental health is part of the world. So do you see what I'm saying? Like the contradiction from both of them is crazy.
Training their balls and having fun and having orgasms. The only time I talk about the rape rates is when women are crying, saying I'm increasing it. So if you want to start crying and making TikToks and making false allegations, I'll slap you in the face with the facts. The facts are 32% is decreased because of sex workers.
Women can't change the world, Rob. Let's look at this. Let's take this away from Bonnie for a second.
But haven't you said that feminism's just like taken over?
Feminism was given to women by men. Men are the only ones who can project force, Rob. Feminism is a male movement. Do you think if women march around in the street outside, anybody gives a fuck? The only reason they get away with it is because men stand around them with guns. Men enforce feminism. Men project force. If women really wanted to fight the patriarchy, and they don't, trust me, the reason they say they want to fight the patriarchy is because the patriarchy doesn't fight back. If it became a real fight, patriarchy versus women, it would last 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And when the riot horses start storming in with the batons, women would very quickly get back in the kitchen. So there's no such thing as female power. It's given to them by men, and it's given to them by subsects of men who are actually trying to damage masculinity. It's very interesting. Imagine it this way. Every single man out there is fucked, and every single man out there has a past. So every single man out there can have all of his exes contacted and find the Jezebels who want money and can be attacked. So why does it only happen to some men? Well, women are the conduit for attack, and the different groups of men decide to use women as a conduit to attack their enemies. Feminism is a group of men using women against other men.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do agree with that, to be fair. Because as I said, the people push feminism, it's not the girls. Women didn't push feminism, in my opinion. It's the actual the men pushed feminism, so then they helped out. Sorry, they pushed it, and then women were kind of like the driving force. Basically the women are like the figurehead of feminism, basically, and then the actual behind the scenes is mostly men. That's what I actually believe. In that case, so I do actually agree with that. I'll be honest, I do agree with that.
That's all it is. Women are the tools, and women are the symptoms. Women can't change society. Bonnie can't change anything. She's a symptom of the society she grew up in.
She thinks she can change men's mental health.
No, she's saying she can help with men's mental health, but she can't change society. Women, by and large, can't do anything.
I disagree with that. I think some women can do it. I still, because women, I think because if girls have a platform, they have I think even into today's age as well, I think women have way more of an opportunity to change society than what it was 50 years ago, because women didn't have were in positions of power. Women weren't really in the social media stuff. Now we've got social media now. You see a lot of women influencers who are successful, stuff like that, but they don't leverage to their content in terms of changing the world. They just kind of do their own thing, which is fine. It's not a requirement, but I'm just saying that if they leverage it in terms of changing the world and actually give some value, then they're doing it. But there's some women that do anyway, so you can't just say women can't do it when there is someone that can.
Women can march all day, every day. Nobody gives a fuck.
If you saw women marching there now, I'd look and think, oh, now what have they done, chip to nail? If I saw men
that's
marching,
called a revolution.
God, something's going wrong. Something's happening.
Because men can be violent.
Concerned.
So she is a symptom of society. And what I'm saying is, unless you're prepared to stand up and say the entire society needs rewiring, women shouldn't be allowed to vote anymore. Women should not be having sex outside of wedlock. Unless you're going to start saying all of these things, you shouldn't have an opinion on Bonnie. Your opinion on Bonnie should be, she is the end result of the society we have built and promoted. She is acting how society has told her to act to get as far ahead as possible. She is being extremely successful financially. She's notorious. She's sitting with one of the most famous men on the planet. She's done a fantastic job for herself, built on the parameters that we've given her to live within. Yeah. Here's the rules of the game. She's played the game the best. If you're unhappy with what she's doing, change the rules of the game. But when men sit here and go, no, women should vote, and yeah, I listen to my wife, and I listen to her opinions, and me and my wife are best friends, and I love what women think, but Bonnie shouldn't do that. That's hypocritical and stupid. That's dumb. All women, to some degree, are sex working. And the reason I respect what Bonnie's doing is because Bonnie's making her own money with her own brains and being very honest and open about what she's doing. I respect what Bonnie's doing far more than the girls who have attacked me for charges, who got with me, asked for money.
I don't get is, how do you respect Bonnie? That's the thing I don't get about it. That's just for me. I just can't. But I'm like called from AFTV. I can't do it. I can't.
No, and then try to put me in jail for it. That's sex work, but it's just criminal. It's just disingenuous. I respect Bonnie a lot more than the woman who goes out there and gets married to a man she barely loves and divorces him 2 years later and takes half of his estate. I respect Bonnie a lot more than the women who are out in Dubai dating 5 or 6, 7 different men, just getting handbags and rent and all of this stuff and pretending to be an angel and putting boss chick working real estate on her Instagram. All these women are doing the same shit. But Bonnie's open about it. Bonnie's honest about it. If you want to be with Bonnie, and Bonnie, you were married, I believe, or you had a boyfriend.
I'm still going through a divorce.
Okay, yeah. If you want to be with
she's
Bonnie,
married. Oh shit. Okay. Well, she's gonna her back, but she got another 50% of his earnings.
Decision. That's your prerogative. That's honest. That's great. Most of these men out here are married to women just the same as Bonnie. They don't even fucking know it. And if you told them, they'd deny it. If I open my Instagram now and see one of my exes getting married, and I message her husband right now on Instagram saying she's a hoe, XYZ, he'll defend her. No, she ain't. You're a rapist. Fucking retard. So most of these women out here are the same shit anyway. I absolutely love people. You know what I love, Rob? Karmic retribution. I love, you know when you see a man play with fire, then he gets burnt? And you're like, shouldn't have been playing with fire. I love it. We said women, let them do whatever they want. I was sitting there years ago saying, no, guys, no. We need to have children. I tried my best. They tried to put me in jail. Did women try and put me in jail? Well, yes, but who really tried to put me in jail? Men. Men tried to put me in jail. It's a male judge, male police officers dragging me in and out the cell, men locking me in the room, men defending these women who lie, men want me in jail for trying to protect society. So this is the world they wanted. I hope we have more Bonnie Blues. I hope. No. Nah, man, bro. What is Tate doing, bro? Like, you're not supposed to. Yeah, the influence you have, man. You're supposed to put a positive thing. You've tried to do it, but then that you've literally said in your things that you said, oh, I shouldn't be selling my soul to stuff. It's like he's selling his soul now. Like, if you stand by something, you literally said, don't change to someone that, I'm gonna like to Bonnie Blue in terms of being God fearing, and you're changing your stance, so you're just contradicting yourself. You just said that, Bonnie don't change, but then he's changing because he's saying, yeah, you know what, I've given up now, women do what they want. It's not for me, it's not acceptable for Bonnie Blues to be doing it. It's not acceptable, period. It's just not acceptable. I'm acting like I'm American. It's not acceptable, man. It's literally not acceptable to be going home around 10,000 men, like whatever the number is, man, an extortionate amount of money, men, sorry. It's not acceptable. Like, you should do, especially with the influence. And no influence, cool, is what it is. Like, for me, I have no influence, so I can't really say. I'm trying my best, but let's be honest, she ain't gonna see this. So, but at least with him, like, he can literally tell her, like, at least give her to think about, like, oh, what am I doing? Is it right? Is it wrong? But you said you're promoting this. I hope you have more Bonnie Blues. That is disgusting, man. Absolutely disgusting. Everyone. I hope every woman just everything. And I hope all of society burns. I've given up.
Yeah.
This is what they wanted, so let's give them what they wanted. Do it.
How would God judge Bonnie Blue?
Well,
if God existed.
Arguing about God and whether he exists or not is a completely different topic. But, I mean, the holy books have a whole bunch of lessons to be learned. And I would argue that one of the primary objectives of religion, all religions, since the dawn of time, has been trying to protect society from female sexuality, because female sexuality is unchecked, unlike male sexuality. Female sexuality, if it goes unchecked, results in some degree of chaos. All religions are telling women not to be overly sexual for a reason, because they know how society ends. That's why I said earlier we're in the end times. So how would God judge Bonnie? I don't know. Would he judge her? Or would he judge the society which created her? I'm not sure. But a society of absolute promiscuity leads to a whole bunch of problems that come later down the line, because men lose vested interest in the society with the promiscuity. If there's a kid that exists, and I'm sure he's mine, I have a vested interest. But if that woman's promiscuous and I'm not 100% sure that child is mine or not, then I have a less of a vested interest. And yeah, there's DNA tests and there's certain things. But before modern science, there was none of that. The only thing that gave me a vested interest in the child or the woman was the fact that my paternity was secured and it was guaranteed and it was guaranteed.
Or just don't fuck that many girls and just, figure out which kid is who. That's another aspect as well. Like, you don't have to be doing that you don't have to be doing too much, bro, at the end of the day. If you're going to get situations where you don't know who the kid is yours or something like that, don't get yourself in that situation then. You get the picture, like.
Guaranteed through sexual exclusivity, which is why we've tried very hard to counter promiscuity for so long. Because men lose all interest in family, by extension, all interest in society, when we do not have guaranteed paternity. But once again, who am I to tell society how to be? Because every single time I do, men try and put me in jail. You know, the enemy of the world are not women or whores, or the good girls or the bad girls, anything. The enemy of the world are the simps.
I agree. And you know my videos on simps, man. Fuck me, man. Like, I saw some, but I'll have to talk about this in another video, but I just saw some of that was just, bro, like, we are cooked, bro. And this is simps. Yeah, I do agree. Simps are the problem. Simps are more the problem than women. 100%.
Simps that did all this shit.
Yep.
It's simpy-ass men who listen to women's opinions, who did all of this crap. And here we are. Simps did it. Simps are the most dangerous men on the planet. Simps are...
Yeah, they are dangerous because they'll do anything just for girls, man. And when I mean anything, they'll kill people. It gets to that point where they'll kill people. They'll shoot someone in the head like, yo, that's my bitch, done. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It gets to
sit there and, like what I said earlier, if I message one of the guys who's marrying one of my exes now, he's going to simp over her, tell her how much he loves her, and pretend I'm the bad guy. For doing what? Sleeping with his wife when she wanted it? Simps are the enemy of the society, and simps have built all of this shit.
And a lot of them simps, I guess, are going to sleep with Bonnie, aren't they?
Well, they're all in love with her, and I don't blame them. Because fucking losers. No disrespect.
No, yeah, so I don't find him as losers. Like, before I did judge him, like, before I spent hours and hours chatting to him and stuff, I think that's weird, or why have they requested that? But you know what? I'm saying not...
So you used to judge the men you slept with?
Until I actually educated myself on it, yeah. And that's like most things, you judge things until you educate yourself.
And what have you learned about men sleeping with thousands of them?
That a lot of the time it's the women's fault. It's the women's fault is why they're in my queue.
No, don't give these simps a chance, man. Don't give these simps... But she's trying to rage bait me. She's actually trying to rage bait me, man. Like, my fist is like trembling like that, man. But literally, bro, simps, bro, men are the, bro, who, like, you can't blame women for men's problems, bro. Men are the problem, man. Men are the problem. It is what it is. Men are the problem for it. But anyway, that's going to conclude part 3 of the reaction series that we're going to be doing anyway, man. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff as well. And as I said, I'll see you guys for part 4. As I said, we're consistent ROMZ in the building. And yeah, peace.